Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm Lipstickpaddy, your host for today, and we are looking at Starlight. Now, this is my dream come true. There'll be no intro or anything. We're going to go straight to the Kickstarter page because this is the perfect genre. Everything about this is magic to my ears. Instaback, my goodness, all over it. Oh man, are you ready for the ride? We'll go straight to the Kickstarter page right after this. The next social stretch goal on KiS 102.4 is the 250 subscriber. Subscribe today and unlock new music that will change the music in all the videos in the future. You could be part of the evolution. Oh my god, here it is. Oh my goodness! Starlight. Oh my goodness me, this is going to be epic. You can see I'm already a backer and I am literally on the edge of my seat here, going down. This is like Frosthaven levels of excitement for me because Starlight is something that I didn't even think I would see this year. Now, get in early for this 72-hour early bird where you're going to get a free ship, and why not? You can come in here and $1 pledge it also. So do that. The $1 pledge will let you get into the pledge manager, so everything is cool with that. And what I love about this game is it might call itself a campaign game, but it's really an RPG in a box. An RPG in a box with sci-fi. Oh my goodness! And this game is going to blow everybody away. Alright, now this, look at this board here. It just looks, what does it look like? Like, what is going on here? It's so difficult to understand what is going on here. You've got to be patient with this game because there's a lot here to unpack. Now the video at the top is fantastic. It's got to go down as one of the best videos of the year. It's up there for the video of the year for certain. And you're aboard a colony ship called the Sparrow, and this monstrous thing here, destroyed your home world planet. So the last civilization is on this ship, the Sparrow. So it's a little bit like Battlestar Galactica. Earth's been destroyed, you might say, even though the home world is not Earth, but this is just playing on a different lore. And you have a fleet of ships coming from the mothership that are protecting it. So pilot and ship minis, great. We can see a standee version here. There is the Ships of Starlight miniature expansion, which is the $110 pledge or $1.5. You can go for the non-version, the non-miniature side of that. Now look at this, 1 to 4 players, so definitely you'll see the solo in a campaign game, but nice, there's 4 players, 20 minutes a player. This is fairly fast, isn't it? So quick scenarios that you're playing. This is a dream ticket here for those people that, you know, these campaign games, people often call them a lifestyle game where they sit on your table every night until you finish the 100 scenarios. Well, as we get into 2020, we're starting to see more innovations. So here's shorter scenarios and a 50-hour campaign with a quick save system. Oh yeah. Now you'll see the RPG in a box here. I call it RPG in a box for a few reasons we'll explain as we go down, but branching storylines means replayability. Oh yeah, it says each playthrough, the narrative you experience will be vastly different. Vastly different. If you have finished the main narrative and want to continue your progress of your character, you can gather a squad and embark on a raid. So they've even got end game content. Are you kidding me? This is something we only see in an MMO, video games. I love it! These high-level replayable scenarios will unlock the best gear and upgrades for your pilot and ship. This is what an MMO is about, isn't it? To get the legendary gear, you must embark on a raid at the end game. That's why we've got it's not a 50-hour campaign, it's 50 plus hour. There is an end game to this. Now this is not flattering. In fact, I would have led in here with the ship version, showing the models off. Why are we showing the basic pledge here? Coming down the screen, you want to be hit by the legendary Kickstarter edition that you're pushing out the gate. Now it's coming out the gate with language support for the most popular spoken languages, so that is good to see. It is absolutely blowing up, actually. There's so much to look at here. We're going up and down. Almost 3,000 backers in 24 hours. Still growing, is it? Oh, what's going on? Up and down. The nature of Kickstarter. But yeah, it's probably going to hit 3,000 backers in 24 hours. So we're glad to get this out of the gate as quick as we can. We're very busy schedule yesterday. Very visual. I think we did 3 videos inside 12 hours. It was intense. Well, we're gunning for the same today, but Starlight gets first pick due to its epicness and the fact that they have this early bird campaign. And I love the early bird being 72 hours. I hate these 24-hour ones. It means it's impossible for us YouTubers to actually get this word out. But 72 hours, you've at least got 48 hours from when this video goes live to come and check it. And you can $1 pledge in for the early bird, as far as I'm aware. Nice 24-day campaign. It's not short, so all good. It has time to breathe. And it's surprising, with Frosthaven coming out next week, how this week has been stacked with epic games. It's like it's not even existing. Now, we've not even gone down, but they're showing the box and the contents, and game trays! Game trays, you rock! What you're doing for the Kickstarter industry is immense. They should have a Kickstarter awards. They should do an award ceremony, an official one, and certainly game trays would get an award for their, what they're doing for the industry. Now look, we have an app. Everyone's turning it off now. There's an app. Just remind you that Madara has an app to read out storylines and stuff. This is just normal experience now. We're in 2020, guys. If you don't like the concept of an app in your game, then you need to question your love of the hobby. The hobby is evolving for certain. Now in here is a creation kit. You can make your own scenarios. This is the dream ticket coming out of the gate here. We are in dreamland here with Starlight. What a name, Starlight. Oh, it sounds so good. What I also love here, it's not just on phone, it's on PC. This is my preferred option. I love it when it's on a bigger screen. You can port this up to your television also. Now these minis are really cool, aren't they? They look super, super unique. This one gives me the Battlestar Galactica vibe. And can't really get the vibe from the others, but they look epic. I'm not going to say that they look original, because who knows? Who knows if they are? But what's important is they look wicked. And what I love about these minis is these colours, man. These are going to be epic to paint, aren't they? A purple ship with a red visor. Oh, they look good, and they have great names. The Argonaut. Scout ship, but heavy. The Macabre command ship, assault. The Gnosis, a command research ship. And the heavy assault, the Invictus. This deals out the pain. We can kind of see some ships here. This one has a hull of 8 with no shield. So it's like 8 points here. 6 plus 2 is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. So this is where the balance is coming in. You've got like 8 skill points that they're sharing. So do you want to have a larger hull, more shields? Be interesting if you can get a no hull and a high shield ship. I prefer to roll with them in my sci-fi games. I actually appreciate this comic look here for it. The world doesn't want to bend itself on realism, as it will be compared with things like Battlestar Galactica. I like the fact that it is gone this way. Now this mini of Starla here is a little bit dull. She's not really doing anything. Enver over here, not really doing anything. Whereas look at Dusty here. She is doing something. This is far more dynamic and interesting. Violet Ray is signaling to the boss. That looks great. But these two, get them doing something. You know, do they have a signature move when they do, like, yeah, where they kind of put the hand in the air? Do they point a finger or something? You know, have them doing something. Mix it up a little bit static is what I'll say here. You'll notice here player sheets. Get your pencils out. It's an RPG. You can see here, this is your progression pads of your characters. 16 ability cards and 20 PG pilot progression pads. 20 pages. You don't need to put PG. So you've got a pad of 20, so 5 of each character. Okay. And again, you're going to be taking this character sheet into the end game also, so that's going to be interesting too. A little bit of similarities here. For example, Starla here, 3 strength, Dusty, 3 strength. Starla in, that could be communication friendliness, 2, Dusty 2. Intelligence 3, intelligence 3. Beautiful relationships, 2. So these two are the same. Why are they the same? They're too close to each other, these two characters. Maybe look, Enver's the same. These 3 are balanced, the same. I'm guessing this is just the starting role. I'm guessing as you play the RPG, they're gonna bend in different directions, but it is strange to see them coming out the gate with a similar thing. You'd expect Enver to have more muscle, being masculine, just saying. Starla here, maybe more intelligent. Dusty here with elf ears, could be better with the hands. We don't know what these things are. Maybe Rulebook's gonna come. Oh, look, the Sparrow standy. Are you really going standy? So this is the mothership, and I hope this mini of the mothership is bigger than everything else. I like that it is dual layered coming out of the gate. Very good. Terrain tiles are going to mix up this board game, and we've not even talked about how the world is yet. So what we're seeing so far is just the tip of the iceberg. Ooh. You have a squad progression pad. How interesting is that? So as a team on the table, you have choices to make how you're going to progress the mothership, I guess this is. Dual layered player mats. Forget stretch goals. We are coming out the gate with this stuff. Oh. We are not watering down our vision and putting it in a stretch goal. How good is that? Dual layered enemy mats. Oh, what are you doing here? This This is like Christmas on Kickstarter. Now, 16 custom dice, and what's this regular dice doing here? This is very odd, isn't it? You know, could you not have made the one on it you know, you've got the Starlight A that's shaped like a ship. You could have put that on the one for the die. It doesn't have to be regular. Maybe that's an omission for the stretch goal to pimp the regular die out. The custom die's looking cool. Looks like you've got movement on it, shooting. I don't know what that. Does that mean you get attacked? I don't know what that one is. The pink one. Can't see. Double-sided enemy cards. Is it 30 cards, 60 sides? Or is it one side is level 1, turn it around for level 2, or does the other side have this? It looks here, the Titan here, this is the epic enemy mothership. Does it have, it's the same thing on the other side, as in it's the same ship on the other side, but you're getting more. Is it an upgraded ship, for example? Just turn it over. So these are the enemy standees. This standee here looks like the mothership. What's going on here? A massive variety in combat cards, you might think, looking at these. Well, if there's 8 ships, then it's 10 combat cards each. So that's okay. Modifier cards. What is this one? This pink thing? Saw this on the dice up there. It's got like electricity. Oh, it's someone's face. Electricity in the mind. I'm still confused what that is. Does the enemy ship mentally attack you? Yeah, your character can get traumatized in battle, so there's like a random deck here of how traumatized you're getting. Events are happening in the world, and of course you can get new items. 30 plus tech cards. This 30 plus could be alluding to a stretch goal, maybe. We'll see when we get down there. And at first it might think you need more art on them. It would be great to see in this blue section some art. Totally do a radar jam art here, and targeted ion would look cool. The game's some ways off, you know. Potentially you could definitely put some art on these tech cards to make them more to bring us closer, immerse us into the technology. Now, these weapon and engine cards are interesting too. You can see like this afterburn here. It's going to move your ship forward. Side cannon, it can hit all these things around it. Scoped attack is more of a range attack. Roof turret, close by, I don't know. Proton blast, massive area of attack on that. And a burst fire It's like a little shotgun. Very good. You can overload your engine to go super fast. Bank and jet. So yeah, turning around to avoid. Banking to turn. Barrel rolling to avoid. Burn and flip. This is classic maneuvering, flying, and you can flank things. This is all great emotive that we've seen in ship combat. Now, as we come down, this is like a mystery here. It's like world exploration cards. What's this? And there's 150 plus of them. Now, before we get to world exploration, these cards here let you explore space similar to Tainted Grail. And when you're exploring space, you might see a planet or a space station, and that is where you get out of your ship and you are walking around on these planets or whatever it is. That's why you have a miniature of your character up there, because it's not just space, it's also ground combat also. Yes! The scope of the game is on 2 levels. 20-page rulebook. Want to have a look at you. Big scenario book. That would be nice if they gave us a couple of pages out of that, especially to show us examples of branching storylines. We saw, I want to say Storm Sunder. They previewed a bit of the scenario booklet, which was good to see. A good trend to see. Alright, so that's the main box up here. I don't think this has retail plans if it's $110 for the core. And there's a lot in here, 650 cards. Wow. And we've still not seen the game tray holder of this, so much to see in this campaign as it goes through. Oh, it's so exciting. I would say sci-fi is, it's not just next to post-apocalyptic, because it is post-apocalyptic, isn't it? That is exactly what sci-fi is. What we're looking at here is post-apocalyptic. The world has ended and we've gone into space here. It is a post-apocalyptic space game. This is why it's hook, line and sinker for me. Yeah, there you go. Battlefield Galactica is post-apocalyptic. It is. Now, it says 95 mil here and these are 40. They don't look double size in these photos, do they? I'd love to see how these are. And there's supposed to be 30 of these, so it's going to be a big box of minis to paint. The synthetics, the synths. It's actually harder and longer to say synths than it is to say synthetics. The United Defense Alliance, the UDA. Alright, so here's the Sparrow. I wish the Sparrow was even bigger than 95. If you could do like a I don't know. Needs to look super big. So what are these? Are these the battle cruisers, and you've got these frigates? They certainly look big. I don't think these things are going back inside the Sparrow, whereas I don't know if these smaller ones would go in it, or do they just get repaired and rearmed by docking? The Sparrow seems to have these docking rings around it. Maybe these big ones can dock into these big ones here. Unknown. Ronins. This is the third faction. Synths, humans, and Ronins. This looks very similar to the EVE Online Amar mothership. I can't remember what the biggest ships are called. Titan. There we go. It looks like the Amar Titan. I'm going to put a picture up here. These things are deadly in EVE Online. And there's 4 of them here. And mini ones, very good. If this is a nod to EVE Online, then, you know, I had a good time in EVE back in the day. Now, Story Companion with a creation kit to show your stories. Yeah, this is, if you want replayability, pushing this into the future, it's all here waiting for you. Stretch goals, we've got a player ship mini unlocked. Oh, we've not even talked about the ships. This is going to be a long video. Some new enemy types. Notice it's standees and minis. The stretch goal is a long one here. These new enemy types are coming with new enemy combat cards also. Don't they look interesting, these? They do remind me of EVE Online as well. That's a good thing. Another pilot, so another character to pick from. Nice. This person, 3 in the brain, so this is the intelligent one, the scientist maybe. The galaxy map and a market. Can you imagine that if there's like space stations that are markets and stuff like in Star Citizen? Where's the market coming from? So yes, the plus thing was all about stretch goals. So more space exploration cards. This is going to be the, you know, the 7th continent, the Tainted Grail exploration through space on cards to randomize your journey. As you're kind of lost in space, you're exploring, right? This is a true adventure in space. Upgrade your weapons and your engines. This is great. More world explorations. This is on foot. And tech upgrades. It's almost like when you're going down on planets, almost Star Trek like, isn't it? You know, this goes even beyond the scope of Battlestar Galactica. So it has like almost a bit of Star Trek blended in here. Another new enemy. If I look here closely, it says, if I can read that, Purs. This is a new faction. It's not just an enemy. Is this a new faction? Yes. So, you know, potentially 4 races here with what this is hinting at. A 4th race. And maybe, who's this market? Is that another race? I'm getting all excited here. Player ship, I think this came from the player up there, maybe? Do the players have their own ships? Or the ships? I don't know, I think they do. Another high level raid. Oh, and the raid is also part of... Is it part of world exploration as well? That's going to be great, isn't it? Go down on the enemy's planet and raid them. Oh, yeah! And not just that, look at a scenario booklet for raids. You know the raid is all about attacking the enemy. It's not just we are on the run. The raid is you are turning your ship around and going for them. That's what that is. You are taking it back. The adventure here is we are gonna turn on you. It's time to turn. We have upgraded ourselves to be so powerful we are confident of taking you out because we have huge revenge to get back at you, you dirty rat. Ugh. Here we are, the Years command ship. I think this is going to be a unique... Look, it says it's a giant enemy. This could be the mothership of this new race. Oh, another pilot is pushing out here. So there's going to be 6 total characters. And more pages in the scenario book. All good. This is all content stuff. Stretch goals Act 3. Act 3 is the main scenario. Act 1 it wasn't mentioned. But these first stretch goals Act something. Did I miss that? I did, yeah. Okay, so these first act was the first act. It says stretch goals Act 2. Where's Act 1? Colour me confused. Ugh! What was that? What just happened? I apologise for this. It just went bonkers. We are down here. These are true stretch goals. Do not have finalised artwork or renderings. If it is true stretch goals, does that mean these pages were not intended to be written? And, they are beyond the scope of the original scenario book. Maybe these are side missions. Who knows? I like to think they've not cut this out of the main scenario booklet and put it as a stretch goal. I don't think the team have done that. They don't look like they're doing that. What is this? Oh my goodness, this is another race! Tikunga. A raid? These are raiders, so this is like a pirate faction. Guys, this is killing me, this Kickstarter. I'm sorry, but it's killing me. This is the best Kickstarter of the week so far, and this has been a legendary week. On our channel this week, we are doing like an experiment, and we are trying to do as many of the big Kickstarters that have come out, and it's just been epic. And this is like standing above the parapet here. Another pilot. Man, they are pushing these out. I wonder if your characters can die. You've got to roll out the next recruit. That'd be a good, interesting part of the journey if that is possible. The galaxy map and market. Look at what's the total engine cards at the minute? Like 30 different weapon upgrades. Oh, the RPG in this is off the charts! How many world exploration cards are they going to end up with? More tech upgrades. I want to see pictures on these techs. I really do. This is the Tyconer. This is the pirate faction, it looks like. This is going to be an epic box of ship minis, isn't it? In one box. Coming at you, Fantasy Flight, with your X-Wing. This is one box full of them. More ships. The more, the merrier. This is going to be fantastic, this, isn't it? High-level raids. I really hope this explodes, goes beyond the scope the team even imagined, and we can really push out the biggest, damn best board game of space opera we've ever seen. This is what we're looking at here. The scope of this game is huge. especially with quick scenarios also. That means more accessible, easier to get to the table. Takona, this is the pirate faction again. Another giant enemy. Mini. Who are these? It's an interesting story around these other factions. Can you trade with them? Is it all just war? More pilots. More scenarios. Man, we're coming down here and all this is unlocked. It's not even 24 hours in. Dual-sided game board, wonderful. This one is a bit strange with the planet on it, isn't it? That's potentially for a scenario where there's some space combat when you come to a planet and then you go down on the planet or onto the moon. And when you're in open space, you go to the back of the board. It's a perfect marriage of the two. Now here we go, the Sparrow upgrade. New artwork and design and expand the dual layer mat. They've not explained here at all about how your character and how the ship puts cards around it. This is only so far in the video at the very top. They really need to do a bit more selling that. Oh, this is good to see. You're going to get the Sparrow Mini in the main box. So yeah, if you're not going for the mini version, you'll at least have the mothership, which is great. And look, 20 ability cards. Wow. And just look at this picture. Look, we can see missiles coming in here. Was this the original attack when they took the planet down? Yeah, very sad moment in the lore of Starlight. Damn it! Okay, so the gameplay is going to be down here. It is an epic cooperative game built upon 4 pillars of gameplay. 4 pillars is about a grand vision. Here we go. Space exploration, space combat, world exploration, and the customization of your own pilot and ship. That's 2 things though. Now, it's funny because when I come down these pages, I always go, look, these rules could be said in a video. What's this? What is it? I'm not going to bore your trousers off here by playing this video, but this is great to see on the page. Rather than you read it, the actual designers, the devs telling you. This is fantastic. We can see the ship here unveiling cards when it's moving to see what's in around the system. How to space explore, very good. How space combat works. So I guess in these videos you're going to be seeing these cards here. We're getting a very hint here of the space combat. I know you like these to be embedded, but they, 1, are compressed so they're lower in quality, and 2, you can't pause it. And this player ship here, this board here, we've not seen it on the page. Here we go, world exploration, super interesting one. You get beamed down like Star Trek, looks like. And you can go 2 different ways to explore. You're pulling tiles from the ship, so it's a little bit randomized. But it doesn't look randomized, does it? Look, on these cards, they have number 1 here. 6 and 2. It'd be interesting if these cards were mapped out so you were pulling them like like this map was already decided in the booklet, a bit like Seventh Continent. If it's a number 1 here, you match that up with a number 1 card. Because is it just going to be like a random exploration down on a planet, like what you get down there? I don't know who that's going to be. We've got all this in the videos to pour your time into. Remember that our videos are just to really be part of your research. Yeah, you can see here he's putting these tiles down, so he's going to explain what's going on down on the planet. Ship customization here. These are the boards, are just fantastic, aren't they? It's like, I would love to see some of the artwork of your ships doing this stuff. You know, let's see a picture of the afterburn happening. There's certainly space on these cards. These icons, for example, they're taking up the whole of the card. They definitely could be shrank a little bit and put in a hero image of the effect. You've really got to give the feel of the ship as it's moving, and this would be great to see. I'm just pushing it to cloud 9 with these opinions. I mean, it's already dual layer board. So it does look like each character does have their own unique ship, and you can see here the ship is getting different engines, different weapons, and technology is on the right side here. So there's lots of scope for upgrade here. And you can see it's quite a large footprint for your character. Awesome. Pilot customization. This is the piece of paper. Do we get? Oh, there's the ship. Here it is. The character sheet. There's his pen and pencil. He's writing in. Oh, this is the RPG here. If you've played an RPG, you are writing things down. This is pulling in, a bit like a rune is pulling in, a character sheet where you're writing on a piece of paper. Now we finally get to some YouTubers where they're doing demos, and I highly recommend you do as much research as you want if you are on the fence about this, because it's such a big project, and it's like, it really is epic. Right, we'll go to the rulebook. Oh, scenario book! We're going to go to the scenario book after we get to the bottom of the page. Yep, I already know what the raid system is going to be. It's going to be rock hard content. Oh, and it's going to be longer as well. A typical scenario will last 30 to 60 minutes, where a raid is going to be 1 to 2 hours to complete. Man, this is coming straight from an MMO. This is like an MMO pillar. Raids are the place you find the best equipment and gear for your pilot and ship. Highly replayable, perfect for squads that want to dig deep into Starlight. Yep, an evolving story, shaped by your decisions, RPG in a box. Each playthrough of Starlight will feel unique, as your choices and squad morality will open or close potential story paths and unique endings for your group. Ooh. Yep, dual layer goodness from the get-go. They completely understand the customer. Oh man, this is what it should have looked like at the top when you come down, but with minis here. I don't know if the minis are ready yet. And it is appreciating that you're putting components on here. We're seeing lots of graphical representations of the page, but not here. Looks like there's a big battle going on here, doesn't it? And is this a 4-player game? 4 ships on. The footprint here looks very big for one player. I don't necessarily think you could roll 2 of these in solo, but maybe. Footprint does look large. So yeah, taking cues from great games such as X-Wing. This game's coming out in 2020 with a lot of interesting games around the genre. And that it can learn from, you know. This isn't pulling super innovation towards you. If anything, the innovation is tying it all together into one big space opera. Space and planets and RPG, branching storylines and player progression and ship progression. Yes, you can leave your ship. You tell me any other board game where you can do that. They are blending dungeon crawling-esque gameplay mechanics in space combat with world exploration. It is an ambitious next step for what a board game can be. Oh! Yeah, look, you can see the minis here on the map. Looking great. I mean, can you wear oxygen here? How are they breathing? Be interesting also, because if these are numbered cards, that means in your storyline you are coming down on a planet that is this color. If it's another color, it could come down on, I don't know, different colored planets, you see. And it also gives you the option to come down and research space stations and things like this. So yeah, I wonder if it is going to be numbering to the booklet. A little bit lower here of the ships. Some bokeh depth field photo shots. Not doing it for me, these minis, I'm afraid. Not minis, sorry, these standees. I abhor standees, and Gloomhaven was testing my patience with those standees. And maybe next week with Frosthaven we get an upgrade mini pack for Gloomhaven as an add-on. That's a big wish. But here it's doing it out the gate, which I much appreciated. You can see here the character fitting beautifully in the jewel layer. These minis do have flat bottoms here, you know, nothing here on the, you know, it's just a plain bottom. You might be, I don't know if you could have a cable running around or some kind of circuit boardery tiles of the ship. I don't know. Something that's not just plain Jane. And as these minis are, you know, potentially this is just a 3D printed mini, and when it goes to print, you're going to see more detail. Almost 10 times more detail when it goes to a cast than you can get from a printed mini. So, yeah, this is still work in progress. Oh my god, 125. That's $90 for the rest of the world. No, it's 110 for the rest of the world if you go for the 2 boxes. Oh no. I'm going to have to get on this and contact them, because look, it's $20 for the USA and Canada. There's no way it's costing $90 more to get to Mexico. So, you know, these are all 100% approximate. And it is Quartermaster Logistics, so I do have some confidence that Mexico will be cheaper. There is that. Alright, you can see this team. It is a large team, it's not an indie team. Oh man. We are at the end of the project. We are going to go up to the top. Way. When is it due? August 2021. This is the longest Kickstarter of the year. That's pushing August 2021. All right, cool. So long development ahead. Let's look at the rule book. All right, here's the rule book, and I guess it's beta. We are so far away. There's this epic shot of the Earth getting destroyed, I think. It looks like the Sparrow is up here. Did it escape? Did it get out there? Who did it save? Who's on the ship? Oh, you can tell it's beta here with insert graphic here. There's a white thing here which I think says Kickstarter prototype. Yes. You can see the minis here look so much better than the ones that they've got in the main page. A little bit more detail here. And of course this Chicky-Doos is blue. Hard to know if her expression is pulled off in the mini from the concept art. Interesting. Stop! If this is your first game of Starlight, open the scenario booklet and read the introduction. This will help you set up your pilots and ships and introduce you to the basics of the gameplay. Refer to the rulebook as needed. Huh? So you're not supposed to be in here? What's going on? Okay, let's switch to the scenario book. Well, here's the scenario booklet. Interesting, the rulebook threw me here. Look at this picture. You've got the guy on the Sparrow with his helmet off. How's that possible? And what's he doing? Talking to the ship. Maybe this is the part where you fight back. He's like saying, it's time for you to go down. And if you're fighting this big monster here, is it not feasible to actually say you need to land on the ship? Get on it to put a bomb inside or something? Anyhow. Welcome to the Starlight Institute. I've got some lore building here. Some people enroll in university when they turn 19 and get their MBA. Alright, follow the steps below to set up your first. See pages 2 to 5 in the rulebook. We just come from the rulebook. Starlight, Violet Ray. Oh, I don't know what's happening with the graphic on the right. Introduction, so obviously some reading. Weapons are interesting. You've got an EMP blast. Showing off the boards can be a little, this is a... Right, so we've got a story going on here. Hostile Ronin ships detected. Is it a test? Partially yes, replies Captain. Right, so if you fail the mission, there is a failure state. Alright. And a conclusion there, lots of writing. But what do you do? Do you do A or you do B? Let's see the consequences. Does it say turn to different things? A or B? Oh, it does. If you do A, you get more writing. Gain 1 squad morality. Gain B gives you another option here. Do we claim the reward and go to scenario 2A, or do we claim the reward and go to scenario 2B? How does that work? Is that not an option for people in A? A little bit confusing. It should say here, gain 0. you gain nothing. Oh, it's up here. Why is it up here? They've put it up here. It's at the bottom on this one. It's up here on this one. So you're losing morality. This is the failure state. And you can see rewards here. Get some tech upgrades, shields increase, and a tech upgrade, and Starfleet Institute Squad Advanced Achievement. Meeting someone in the story, a new character, another failure state here. So failing's all part of the adventure story. Defending a planet, the story of the Sparrow. I don't want to go through this fully, but you can see failure missions and ask you to do 1 or 2. Oh, this one's a bit like a choose your own adventure with different things in. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And yeah, so lots to think about here in the scenario booklet. I hope the playthroughs will explain a little bit more of this, but it's super prototype stage at the minute. But we can see the concept idea where it's giving you not too much to read and giving you some cool things by just going through the scenario. So super cool. Let's go to the rulebook. Well, we've been to the scenario book. We're coming back here. We're turning the page that it didn't want us to turn to. So, huge player board. It has a CHARS for the classes. Command Heavy Assault Research Scout. Love, 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 love it. Campaign and a scenario book. Solo rules, it says turn to page 16. How you space explore. This is what my question is. On these cards it has here, look, navigation 3, navigation 2, navigation 5. This one goes to navigation 4, this one to navigation 5, navigation 8. How are these working? I don't know. I don't know. I'm definitely going to have to watch the playthroughs just to understand those bits. But yeah, it looks super cool. Space combat in here. I do like the images all around. I like how the text has been. You've got different size text, different emboldened on the text. It looks nicely ordered. It isn't just a wall of similar text. It has been broken up, which is good to see. Good design. Love to see more images here. And of course, it's this prototype, so potentially it'll improve as well. Here, look. Beam repair. An image in the background showing this happening is what I want to see. Yeah, taking damage to your ship, lots of combat effects. Oh, you can get a hull breach. Nasty. Your ship can get hacked. Ooh. Alright, so world expression. Its charm is the love heart. Intelligence is the hand. Strength is the brain. Dexterity is the muscle. That is completely out of whack. Strength should be the strong arm. Intelligence should be the cog wheels. And dexterity should be the hand. Violet Ray explores card 2. She reveals card 2 and moves the card. Card 2 triggers on exclamation point. Read entry 1 in the scenario book of what happens here. it's not clear that number 2 goes to number 1 here. It should be 2 and 2. You join the number 2 with the number 2 here. This is an odd system. Pilot customization. It has a skill tree. Not showing much of that here. And that's all we've got at the minute. I'm guessing at this early stage, I do just want to stress that a Q&A from your playtesters would be great at the back here, and also a index would be much appreciated. In fact, if there's no index in it, we're all going to be disappointed, so please get on that. Let's go back to the Kickstarter. All right, there we go. Starlight, a massive, ambitious, innovative project. Wow. This is the next big monster on Kickstarter. We have got so much to go, so much to look at, and with 23 days to go in the campaign, let these updates pour in, because this is the dream ticket. Post-apocalyptic, space-faring, space exploration, space combat, ground combat and exploration. It's got the whole package. Well, definitely get in on the early bird. Remember, you can cancel your pledge anytime. You'll be sorry you didn't go on the early bird, and you've had plenty of notice. So do that strategy. You can always pull out if you wish. And again, on this week on, we do feature updates from all our games we covered, and we will be covering any updates from Starlight on Saturday. So look out for that. This is simple Instaback for the scope of the project. Simply incredible. You can see how much I'm impressed by the whole project. And yeah, who cares? Frosthaven's coming out next week. These are standing on their own as giants in the industry on Kickstarter. Wow! Who would have thought that? Everybody thought that March was going to be quiet because of Frosthaven. Well, no way, Jose! There is a battle on, and wow! This is why Kickstarter is so exciting, guys. Well, if you have stayed this long in the video, I honestly, props to you. You rock. Major thanks. And yeah, we make these videos for full love of projects or for full horror or not, we bring the truth. And this is a dream ticket. So, you've been watching Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm Lipstickpaddy. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.